Back here on Locked On Panthers and Locked On Bengals, I'm Julian Council, host of Locked On Panthers. He's Jake Lisco, one of the two hosts of Locked On Bengals. It's a crossover Thursday here presented by PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/Locked On NFL and use code all lowercase Locked On NFL to win $50 instantly when you play $5. Panthers, Bengals, week 4. Panthers 1-2. Andy Dalton inserted at quarterback. The Bengals surprisingly 0-3, but I still feel like this is a Bengals team with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I know they got to get things done defensively, figure that out, get healthy. I'm not going to write them off. I mean, obviously, Pittsburgh, who's 3-0, is not going to lose more than 8 games, as Mike Tomlin refuses to ever have a losing season. So, you got to at least get to 9-10 to be able to catch up with them. And then the Ravens haven't looked the best so far. And Cleveland, yikes, that's a problem. So there's 2 teams you got to catch up to. But we're really thinking about it, Jake. Just thinking positive vibes for Bengal fans, as I do really enjoy watching Joe Burrow all the way back his time at LSU. I'm always going to be a fan of his. And hopefully entertainment sake, just for like football. Like someone's got to stop Mahomes and the Chiefs. And it's been the Bengals. Burrowhead Stadium, never forget. So looking at this game on Sunday. Yeah, please forget. Yes, I mean, a couple weeks ago it was tough. We're looking at this game on Sunday. Bengals, I last saw were, I think, a 4.5-point favorite in this game. Yep. What are the 3 things that they have to do in order to come out with their first win of the season on the road against where I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of Bengals fans here in Charlotte?
I'll say tongue-in-cheek, get a single, 1, this many, if you're watching on YouTube's stops on defense. That would be a start. And like I said, that starts up front. So finding a way to get pressure, to confuse Andy Dalton. We have seen him in Cincinnati get confused in the past, drop his eyes, become a runner, break down the throwing mechanics in the pocket when what he wants isn't there. Find a way to get him uncomfortable. That starts up front. And most of these keys are on the defensive side of the ball to me. Stopping the run, forcing the Panthers into situations that are not 3rd and 1 or 3rd and short, and making it actually challenging for the Panthers to convert is what I'm looking for from this defense. The Washington Commanders were able to stay ahead of the chains the entire game. And that's probably number 2, which goes into getting some of those stops on 1st and 2nd down, stringing plays together, containing the run game, which they actually did a decent job of on 1st downs against the Commanders, perhaps to their detriment in pass defense, though. Right. And so Andy Dalton not presenting the threat as a scrambler that Jaden Daniels is maybe makes their job a little bit easier this week. And last, it's continue what you have working on offense. Continue to protect well. The Panthers don't look like a team that should be able to heat you up too much as a passer. They don't have the best pass rush in the NFL. You should be able to take advantage of matchups throughout this secondary. You should be able to run the ball this week. So continue to look like the offense that you should be. And that should lead to another highly productive day for this offense. I would say something about the red zone and nitpick there. Finish off your drives in the red zone. That has been an issue for the Bengals this year. That could arguably be one of the reasons they're at 0-3 right now. But it's continue what you're doing on offense and find some kind of answer on defense. That's the basic gist of it. How do your 3 keys for the Panthers to win this game line up with what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and this is actually was one of my keys, but that's a good point you bring up there about the Panthers pass rush. It is the worst in the NFL. It was the worst in the NFL last year, and I think it's going to be the worst all season long. And now there was some updates on Wednesday from Dave Canales about potentially getting some guys back who are currently on IR or on PUP or on the non-football injury list, and a couple of their pass rushers are, and they're hoping that potentially they can get Amari Barno, who tore his ACL week 16 last year, back soon. They're hoping that their free agent signing DJ Wooden, who they signed actually before Jadeveon Clowney, can come back in the near future. And they're going to absolutely need some of these guys who have been out on PUP and on the IR to come back and help them out in the pass rush. So that's going to be really the first test for the Panthers against a team that has a really high-level passing game to go up against. So that's something I'm certainly concerned about if Joe Burrow has plenty of time to sit back there in the pocket and deliver the ball. Because on Sunday against Gardner Minshew, they were able to be fine, as they were able to hold back in the back end, as really it's just Devontae Adams had to worry about. As far as the 3 things I'm looking at in this game, kind of goes back to what I alluded to earlier. You got to get somebody outside of Deontay Johnson to step up at wide receiver. Chuba Hubbard was outstanding in a run game last week. Expect him to have success again on the ground. Expect Deontay Johnson to be able to make some of his plays, but somebody has got to step up in the absence of Adam Thielen, not just on Sunday, but in the next 3 weeks moving forward. And Xavier Lee Getz, the guy that everyone here is going to be looking to see. Last week, got a nice running catch for 35 yards. He has the explosion that led him to be a first-round pick here in Carolina. It led him to have a breakout season last year at South Carolina. So everyone's trying to see what he can provide. Jonathan Mingo, great opportunity. Someone who really played well in the slot back in college at Ole Miss, who's really struggled playing the Z position here in the NFL. So we'll see what he's able to provide for them on Sunday. Second thing we're looking at, the run defense. I get it. The Bengals have not been dedicated to running the ball. They wanted to run the ball on Monday night, couldn't get a stop. If they're able to get ahead early with the passing offense, run the ball effectively as well, they can start leaning on the Panthers, where I do think that defensively they'll probably get more stops than they got last week. Like, the Panthers are not going to score on every possession. I'm pretty sure about that, Jake. Maybe they do, but I do not think that's going to be the case in this game on Sunday. So got to be able to stop the run. And number 3, they got to match the Bengals' desperation. History shows that teams that start off 0-2 do not make the playoffs. I feel like it's kind of a bogus stat, because at some point in time with the expanded playoff, more of these teams are going to make it. I know Cincinnati is one of those teams in recent memory. And what's really the difference between being 0-2 and then like all of a sudden being 2-2? Like, if you're 2-0, then you're 2, and like it's basically the same thing. So Cincinnati's obviously going to want to win this game. It's going to match their desperation and energy in this game on Sunday if they're going to be able to come out on top in this game against the Bengals. So we'll see how it plays out, Jake.
Yeah, I think that desperation only gets you so far. At some point, you also need to execute. They were pretty desperate last week as well, again, against a bad team, and they couldn't get it done. They were desperate against the Chiefs, and they got up for that game and couldn't get it done. So at some point, you have to execute, obviously. But again, I think they're looking at this weekend. I know you said it's a 4.5-point spread. Now that's probably good news for the Bengals. They have been 7+ point favorites twice and lost straight up in both of those games in this young season. I think this game opened around 7.5, or was it 7.5 before week 3's action, has come down considerably. So the Vegas odds makers see this as a tighter game with the emergence of Andy Dalton and the disintegration of the Bengals defense on Monday Night Football. And we'll see how that plays out. But for both of these teams, the vibe I'm getting from this conversation is whoever controls the game early, can get that early stop, can get that early lead, will make things a lot harder on the other team. And with the Bengals defense being in the state it is, I find that I'm going to be saying that a lot this year, I think, where in previous years I would have felt fine with them going toe-to-toe and being in a back-and-forth game. At this point, if the Bengals can't make the Panthers one-dimensional, then I worry about their ability to get a stop at any point throughout the game.